Please do me a favor. Of course, your name is easy. However, people might just be listening. Tell me your first, your last name, the name of your business, and where you're located.
Absolutely, Javanka. Thank you so much for having me today. My name is Ken Cox. I am the founder of Inlink.com, and I'm based out of St. Louis, Missouri.
Thank you so much. All right. So, inlink.com. Tell me more. I want to hear it all.
So, well, all is a lot. Back,
Mhm.
I've been in the data center and web hosting industry since 1999, and um, my entire life I've been a fan of small and medium sized business, Main Street America. And as I get older, and I found really a passion to help that specific community.
Yeah.
My wife and I, we own a local gym together, and we can see the impact that it has on the community. When I grew up, having those local business owners be mentors for me was literally the difference between life and death, and prosperity versus um, just despair. And I think that is such an important aspect of America to have.
Yeah.
And I it's not under attack, but it's definitely um, more challenging today to do that brick and mortar Main Street business.
Absolutely.
And I think it's really important. So we developed InLink to help that specific business make sure that they get on the maps correctly, make sure that their directory listings are good, make sure they've got a website, make sure they've got a calendar, that whole ecosystem of online tools on one platform, one place, one throat to choke, and have all the things that you need to run your business, with your online that couples with your brick and mortar. And that's where our concept of AI employees comes out.
Mhm.
AI answering the phones and doing your Google reviews and helping you with your directory listings and all of those things. I think it's harder to start a brick and mortar business today in a lot of aspects, but it's also way more exciting if you can see the fact that, oh, I can have this experience-based business on Main Street and be here for the community, but I can couple that with a brand that sells merchandise online nationwide, and I can sell my products nationwide. And I think that concept of Main Street America is what we have to see next,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I don't think that a world, an America without Main Street is a sad place to live in my head.
How you help is the fact that they can stay a visionary, stay connected with the community, stay completely involved. And InLink will link all of that via internet and allow that to work while you get to do what you know how to do and what you truly love. Am I there?
Absolutely. I mean, you're still going to have to do some admin stuff, right? But as the world changes, and it's changing faster than I've ever seen it change, and I've been through the dot-com bubble, the Bitcoin craze, like I've been through it all, at least for the last half a century. So, and at the rate that it's growing and at the rate that it's moving right now, it's really scary, but it's also really profound if you can couple these new technology with that brick and mortar store. I really believe that we can have some really amazing stuff. And yeah, it's not going to be the same Main Street as it was 10
Yeah.
years ago, for sure. It's not the same Main Street today that it was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But I really hope, I think that there's people out there sitting on their couch saying, man, I really have this great concept and I want to execute on it, but the risk is there. And a restaurant, it's a big risk, right? But you can
Yes.
lower your risk if you can do an experience and sell your t-shirts online, right?
Yeah.
You can mitigate those risks with your online persona and your brick and mortar store, and it can be really, really cool.
Yeah. So for someone that's interested in this, Ken, what does that look like? They go to your website and then there's this conversation with you.
Yeah, so if they go to InLink, they can sign up for our CRM
Okay.
really easy, right? There's a 14-day free trial, or they can book and come to our Tuesday webinars. We do Tuesday webinars at 4 p.m. Central, and we just show you how some of these AI tools work. Uh, Now, and we start with AI employees because that's the forefront of the world today.
Yeah.
But InLink's, the back end behind it has really every CRM tool that you need. It's got your calendar, it's got all of those things, and what we're here to do is to hopefully motivate you into saying, oh, it's not that challenging now that if my website's at InLink and my calendar's at InLink, I can now also use InLink to start selling my merchandise, or
Mhm.
Um, I can, build a course that shows how I built this business or how I do something in that business. We really wanted to take all the gatekeepers down for all the different software packages that we've deployed for customers over the past 25 years and give it in one package that, yes, it's robust. There's a lot of moving parts in the InLink CRM, but we have 24-hour support right there to chat with you online. Inside the application, you can click the button. If you don't like the AI support, you can click the next button, and we'll jump on a Zoom call with you and help you do all those things. So we really took a lot of time on the support to make sure that we can support the customers in multiple different modalities.
Yeah.
AI can do a lot of the work. It can do a lot of the, hey, what's the settings for this? How do I do this? How do I do that? But then when you need a little bit more, we need real people behind that. And that's the concept that we're bringing to the table with NLink is, we're a tech company. We're here for your tech stack. We're here for your small business online persona. And we lean heavily on AI, but just like your business, we're not going to abandon the human element of that. There's always going to be AI or humans backing up the AI employees.
And I love that. I of course have had many, many, many guests speaking about AI and utilizing it to enhance the business and not necessarily to take the people away from the business. So when I now have this conversation, I truly love the fact that we're just incorporating it and not scaring people of saying that you will never have another job because we got bots to do bot things. Of course, there's some things that will go away, but like you said, it's just a really good way of being able to get assistance so you could do other things.
Yeah, we have at least 5 years of a gap to fill
Yeah.
of employment, right? And that gap is falling in places that AI can't help. Front
Mhm,
desk employees are hard to keep, right? It's transient labor, college
mhm,
kids, all those things. And when I talk to a business owner that has that kind of workflow on their front desk
mhm,
staff,
mhm.
it's yeah, they're here for 3 months, and I got to find a new person, I got to get them trained, and then you know they're young, so they find a different job, and it's this constant cycle of. And yeah, you can get really good at training people and be an HR firm, but and you didn't start your yoga studio to be an HR firm.
Exactly.
You started your yoga so you could do all that stuff. So get that AI employee trained once, manage them. They're going to have mistakes and things like that. Put better guardrails on them.
Yeah,
What my personal favorite thing about AI employees is that when I'm correcting it, it's not emotional.
yeah,
There's zero emotions when I said, "Hey, this didn't happen the way we expected it to happen, and this is how we're going to correct it, and this is how we're going to move on." I don't have to think about being overly nice or how am I going to approach this specific person, right? Because everybody's different, and there's some people like, "Hey, don't do that again." I'm like, okay, never again. There's other people that you got to really nurture into saying, "Hey, this was wrong, and we've got to get this right." There's none of that needed with AI,
yeah.
and that for me has been a huge relief and stress.
Tell me about your vision and moving forward, what that looks like.
My vision for the future is amazing. I believe that the if you want to call it the power manifestation or whatever you want to call it, what you focus on is what you get. And in a world with AI, and everybody has whatever intelligence they want to execute on. For me, it's commoditized already, right? AI is free to $20 a month.
Yeah.
Almost anybody can afford it. I, I think that humans are going to have, for the very first time in history, and American humans at that, right? There's still a large part of the planet that's still behind the bell curve here and living in horrible conditions. But in America, we have the opportunity in other first world countries that humans can work on the things that truly give them joy
Yeah.
and create meaningful lives around the things that give me joy. If I'm an artist, if I'm a sculptor and I want to sculpt, I think we have a world that you can make a living doing that. And before, I mean, to get paid as a sculptor, you had to die first,
Yes.
right? And then you would be paid. But now, if you want to be an artist, if you want to be a boxing coach full time, if you want to be a yoga person full time, all of those things are possible. And what I'm begging the world to make sure of is that some of those Main Street businesses are still there because we have kids that need those businesses. We have adults that need those businesses. Not everybody has a safe place to go home to, and they might need a safe place to go to kill an hour or two and be in part of a community. And I think that is so important for our world. That my fight is to make sure that if you want to do that, then I'm here to support you.
With that being said, is it an app too, Ken?
Yeah, so we have an app in the App Store called Lead Connector. We've got our CRM, which is very, very robust. This year we've launched more than 400 new features,
Mm.
and we have an amazing Office product. So, like, if you can imagine your Google environment but private, your domain name, your InLink Drive, InLink Sheets, InLink Proposals, all of those things in the Office environment is really nice too. And you're hosting with a privately held company that has a very high standard for data privacy, and we never sell your data. We don't put ads in front of you inside of our applications other than our own stuff, right? But we don't sell your data. We keep it all segregated and make sure that it's private to you and your business. As you're using these enormous companies to transfer data and stuff like that, you're losing a lot of your rights, and I don't think that people really understand what that means long term. And the world doesn't understand what it means long term, but corporations are going to have a much better persona of a human than they've ever had before. If you can imagine the iPad kids growing up and living in a Google environment, they can probably have manipulation and coercion can get really, really creative really, really fast.
Yes.
And I just don't like that. So we've made a very strong stance that we don't sell our customers' data at all. No humans ever look at it unless we're there to support you in building your website or troubleshooting your email or something like that.
And how long has InLink been in the flow of things?
Yeah. So InLink is part of River City Internet Group that we founded in 2001.
Okay.
Data center provider. We bought InLink at that time, and it was an internet service provider. And the name has really just been sitting on the shelf for a long time, and servicing some Office clients, but not in a large scale. And I've been running River City Internet Group, and because I deal mostly with mid to large size companies with River City, I wanted something that I could bring to the small business, and that's where InLink comes. So we launched InLink in January of this year. It's been a lot of fun. It's been some ups and downs for sure. But we've got some really cool clients on there doing some really cool stuff. Right now, it's mostly younger kids that are, and I say kids,
Yeah.
but younger folks that are trying to execute on a passion, and have all the tools under one suite for one price, one throat to choke. If you have a problem, you come to us. You know who the problem is, right? There's no finger pointing.
Yeah.
And then it's been really nice.
I like that. I like that. So we went from a bigger scale down to a smaller one to help us small business individuals. And I tell you, one of the things that I think a lot of people as an entrepreneur just starting is like, where do you keep all your stuff? Who does all this? Again, when you're a visionary, you just have these thoughts and you want to execute all that other stuff, admin, CRMs, websites, all that stuff. I think mine's been saying it's been under construction for the last 3 weeks, 3 months. I lied, 3 months, and it's crazy. But I like that. Thank you so much. And then
something I just want to say real quick there, and for founders and builders and people that want to execute, one of the things that we did was we took a lot of the limits out. So unlimited websites. You want a new website, buy a new domain name, right? Once you're in there, because if you've got an idea or you want to kick up a new funnel or something similar to what you're doing, but it doesn't quite fit, I wanted business owners to have that ability to, it somewhat caters to their ADD, to be able to do those things. But, for me, I've had these resources since I was a young man. In my early 20s, I've had a data center at my disposal to try and do things.
Yeah.
I think it's important to be able to say, oh, I want a new website. I don't have to pay. I just got to buy the new domain name. I don't got to pay for hosting again. And then we've got AI builders and all that fun stuff too. But I think it's important that once you're in that ecosystem to, not nickel and dime you to death.
Yeah. Yeah.
it's just not a great way to play in my mind.
Ken, it sounds like it's a one-stop shop for me. I like it. I think it's a great idea. Now, I can't do anything with it for myself, but I know that it sounds like it's a lot easier than all the things you have to buy in order to get a business together. So I really like that. Ken, I am about to sidebar you real quick. I am loving the background. I am loving the mask. I'm like, you see, are you like a big kid?
I am. It's important for me to stay sharp, and part of that is to have fun things around and do fun things,
Yes.
and execute on things that I enjoy.
Thank you for being here today. I'm really happy that you tuned in to Vision Pros Live. I'm looking forward to seeing your reactions as these episodes continue to move forward. This is going to get more and more fun. We'll have more and more engagement as well. We'll invite people to participate in the show. And thank you for giving us your time and attention. Have an excellent time building out your vision and becoming a Vision Pro yourself.